If you've been listening to our show, you may have noticed that to date, we have not interviewed a car dealership. This segment of the automotive industry is one that really needs change. You've all heard the stories if they haven't happened to you personally. Now, we are not suggesting that all car dealerships fall into this category. There are some that break the paradigm. There are ones that do care about you and believe in being fair. The problem is, if for convenience sake you support a dealer that does not live up to the standards we speak of, you become the problem, you perpetuate the problem. In the next case, there is a car dealer that deserves your consideration and support, and it is worth the drive. Remember, your power is your money, and there is a choice. It is Wild West Chevrolet in Yerington. Please welcome founder and owner of Wild West Chevrolet, Don Lindberg. Don?
Hi, Mitch.
Thank you for accepting our invitation to be on our show.
I'm proud to be here.
Recently, we talked in great length about the difference in business philosophies between your dealership's core fundamental values and your competitors. I really want our listeners to understand where it all started, and I found it interesting that in your case, it started with even the name. Please explain a little bit about that.
Well, when we were very successful in the used car business here in town, and we had a company called Wild West Chevrolet, or Wild West Motors. How it came about was, we're Westerners ourselves. We always have been. We were born and raised here in the West. And there's a hospitality that comes with that. And that's where the name came from. A friend of mine called me, and he says, Don, he says, you're in the West, and you're in the wild part of the West out there in Yerington. Why don't you call it Wild West? And, well, that's where it came from. And it fit right into our whole philosophy.
Well, and you were describing to me how important even the name was in describing the core values of your business philosophy, that you wanted it to really say what you stood for as a business. And it makes sense, though, when you think about it. Yerington, where you are, is a tight-knit community. And so to have to be committed to your community, a community your size, is the only way that you can remain in business, because if that community doesn't support you, you're really out of business quickly.
You're right. The only way a small-town dealership works is with the total support of the community. You have to immerse yourself in the community, both professionally and personally. When we deal with a customer here, we're dealing with a neighbor. And if it's a customer from Reno or Sparks, we make a neighbor out of them. That's our whole philosophy.
Well, when I was visiting your dealership last week, I want our listeners to know this. I was talking to one of your staff when you walked right past us and right up to a customer's car. I mean, you could tell they had a question. But, Don, you're the owner of the store. You could have asked somebody to help this customer. You didn't.
Well, I would feel useless if I couldn't get involved and do something. And when a customer has, and this happened to be, I know the one you're talking about, he had to be a customer that had just purchased a car and had a question. Well, it's our job to make sure that his experience is right down the line perfect.
Well, I wanted people to understand what that looks like. You're there and you're available and you're actively around the dealership and working with your consumers. And I want our listeners to ask themselves right now when the last time they were on a dealership's lot and the owner went out to help someone.
That's a good question.
And I think they're all saying the same thing right now. I don't know if many of them have seen that in recent history. I mentioned earlier our listeners have a choice, that their money is their power, and we advocate as an enterprise that they make informed decisions not only on what to buy, but where. Who they decide to support is their voice. If they want to reform, they start with only supporting quality business practices like yours. I think it's rather interesting that you recently embarked on a campaign that there is a choice and it's Yerington. What are you going to offer for them choosing you?
Well, first of all, let me explain something. Wild West Chevrolet was a dream of mine, and to be able to operate a franchise dealership with a good old-fashioned courtesy and Western hospitality, that does not include pressure. That includes comfort when people come in. And having a staff that feels the same way, including a lot of members of my own family, to ensure this continues beyond my time, is really important to me. One of the greatest feelings in the world is having a customer return for the second time and purchase a car without the apprehension or stress that's associated with normal dealings on cars. To have the same people available for that customer every time they come. Maybe it's years apart.
Well, and this is something I think people want to see and hear in the automotive industry on the car purchasing side, but they rarely see it. And again, this is, I think, the biggest reason why we've been so patient in providing our community with this resource. And it is a vital part of owning a car is having a quality place to purchase them. I understand that General Motors has also recognized your commitment to customers, that your territory was expanded?
We were doubled in size in the last year, and we have reached a 100% CSI, that's customer satisfaction mark with General Motors. We have been rated the number one dealer out of 9 dealers in the state for effectiveness with our customers. In other words, per capita, we sell more Chevrolets than anybody else for their territory. And it's because people come back and back and back, and that's what it's all about. We treasure our customers, and our customers have been our best form of advertising.
We were talking about your territory was expanded, and that's just not something that Chevrolet hands out. I mean, you have to earn that, and a lot of it has to do with your consumer satisfaction ratings by your own consumers. And tell us a little bit about what yours is.
Well, what happens is when a customer buys a new Chevrolet, and we take it a step further, when a customer buys a Chevrolet, the factory sends them a inquiry, and the inquiry has a list of questions which are essential to selling a car. We get back, so far now, we're back up to 100%, which just makes me feel wonderful.
You've got to be proud of that. That's not easy. I mean, this isn't...
One of the other things we do, I wanted to add, on every used car we send out our own customer satisfaction sheet, and that comes across my desk.
So it's personal. It's important to you, and to achieve that, though, I don't know if people really realize this, but there's a lot of mechanical parts on a car. So even on your used cars, it gets into the quality of cars you're willing to offer, and your customers, your preparation on your new cars, and how you treat them during the process. It's all relative to these surveys, and the manufacturers, again, this is one of the reasons that they would be willing to expand your territory is your ranking. And
oh, of course. And that makes us proud. We've done our job. This has been the toughest time in the auto industry, and we find ourselves growing. That's amazing to me.
Well, and that's by commitment. That's not an accident, by the way, Don. I mean, in an economy like this, it's been our experience that the strong thrive. And the weak perish. It's a thinning of the herd, and this is, again, one of the premises for our existence as a show, is we really want there to be just the finest businesses that people do support, and we're hoping that others will change their way of thinking and conform, and then the other ones that are just not worthy of support.
Well, I just hope they don't.
Will perish. Yeah, well, of course, I can understand that.
It's funny. We get people all the time they'll come in with a deal from this huge dealer in Idaho, and well, you can't beat this, can you? And we constantly beat it. And it's not a matter of, it's all those little fees that add up. It's the bottom line that counts. And then they find out that we're not only priced right, but we take care of it and we do what we say. Most of our deals are made on a handshake.
Well, one of the things I thought was interesting is your location, your overhead and expenses can allow you to remain competitive. You don't have that huge land expense that some dealers do. Is that right?
Exactly. And you know what? I'm not going anywhere.
Well, you've been there for how long now?
Well, I've been in this town with Wild West Motors and whatever for 20 years now.
Now, we were talking about the quality commitment that you have. Recently, you also received an accolade about your market effectiveness. Would you share that with our listeners?
Well, we got and I was totally shocked. I, honest to God, was totally shocked. I know how we feel and how we try, but I got a letter from General Motors that showed that we not only surpassed everybody in the market for market effectiveness. What that means is we take better care of our people per capita than any other dealer in the state.
Number one in market effectiveness.
And, our rating was superior, which just made my day.
Well, and you ask anybody that lives in our community, that's done business with you, and it's really just that old school business where you walk in. You're not attacked on the lot either when you pull into your dealership, are you?
No, you're not. It's something we want people to feel. Our prices are all marked on our used cars. Everything is marked. Our new cars, we're extremely competitive. I don't want to get into a franchise problem and start naming prices right now. But when you come onto our used car lot, for example, every price is there.
Well, and as a franchise dealer, you do offer a full line of products and services. Tell us about what those are.
We have fully certified service facility, covers all mechanical repair and service of all makes, and we're specializing in General Motors vehicles, but we do all makes. We guarantee any repairs that are done. We have tire repair and replacement with price match guarantee. In other words, we're on the GM price match program. We have alignment rack, wheel balancers. We make everybody. We can cover any service: motorhome, mechanical repairs and service, a full detail department, retail and wholesale parts department. We're a AAA dealer, or a AAA certified dealer, and a member of the Better Business Bureau in Reno. We have accessories to customize your vehicle. We do it all, and we do a lot of certified pre-owned vehicles, which is an outstanding way to buy a car.
Elaborate a little bit on the certification process, if you will.
Well, certified pre-owned, the car has to qualify. I mean, they come out and check the dealership. The certified people do. If we haven't vacuumed the car properly, we get written up. So the car has gone through everything. Has a 2-year, 30,000-mile maintenance plan that covers oil changes based on the oil life monitoring system in the car, tire rotations, multi-point vehicle inspections, 2 warranties. You get a 12-month, 12,000-mile bumper-to-bumper warranty that's 4 times better than anybody else's, plus our 5-year, 100,000-mile warranty on the powertrain from Chevrolet.
Wow.
24/7 roadside assistance and courtesy transportation. A 3-day, 150-mile customer satisfaction guarantee. These are all things you get. 3 months trial of OnStar and Sirius Radio. I wouldn't let my wife on the road without OnStar.
Well, and you hear those commercials, and bravo to that. That's a tremendous thing, especially if you're stuck somewhere and you can't get to your cell phone and or it's been thrown somewhere else in the car.
Right.
One concern people might have with the small town concept is selection, but that's not a problem. Explain why.
Mitch, you've seen our selection, and if we don't have it, we'll get it.
You have a great
we have
selection.
done that for hundreds of people. They come out and they say, you know what, I really like this blue one, but I want a silver one. And odds are we'll have the silver one, but if we don't, there's a location system that we can use, and we have drivers that go all over the state or all over California to pick up a car and bring it back for them.
Well, I mentioned before fundamental core values. What are yours, Don?
Well, you know what? It goes back to the golden rule, I guess. I was taught that with the ruler, I was taught that you do unto others as you'd like them to do unto you. And it spreads from that. I mean, what else can you say? Our core values are treating our customers with the dignity, with the expertise, the knowledge that we have to impart, and making them feel comfortable.
Well, anyone listening right now, I want to remind you, we're talking to the owner of an automotive dealership. I mean, this is what you want. This is what we support. It does exist. And our listeners are going to love this next one. It ties exactly into your core values, but it's also a demonstration of that. We refer to it in the industry as the bump sticker, or addendum prices to the manufacturer's suggested retail price. And people are often confused about the size of the discount when dealers use these. It sounds like they're getting a better deal than they really are. Worse yet, they can truly wind up paying more than the factory suggested price for a car when they thought they were getting a discount. What's your policy regarding these, Don?
Well, we have never, nor would we ever use a bump sticker. Now, we just call them rip-off stickers, because what they basically are is you'll see a sticker on the side of the car with the MSRP, and then it'll say market area value or whatever they want to put on it, and they'll add $4,000 and $5,000 to a popular car. We sell the most popular car. We never put a bump sticker on anything.
Well, folks, listen to us when we say that you can make a difference with your power and your money. This business, you can hear it, is worth your support. By choosing carefully which businesses you support, you start to make a difference. And again, you do have a choice. And this one is Wild West Chevrolet in Yerington. Please tell them how they can find you, Don.
It's simple as pie. You come out of Reno or Sparks on 80, you take exit, I think it's 46, into Fernley, and follow 95 to Yerington. It's 95A, and we're right on 95A.
It's barely an hour drive.
It's about just about an hour.
Yeah,
about an hour. But you know what? I mean, how much is your time worth? The thousands that people save, they find it's well worth the drive.
Well, and you're right about that. It's a hop, skip, and a pedal jump, and you're there. You blink, and you're there, and then you get treated the way you've always dreamed and wanted to be treated, and you get to support a business like yours when you do that. Again, phone number, email, website?
Our 800 number is 800-524-4537. Our our fax is 463-3444, and our standard phone number is 775-463-3456.
Don Lindbergh, owner, Wild West Chevrolet.
And
thank you so
Mitch,
much, Don.
One more thing.
Please.
Let people go to our website, wildwestchevrolet.com. That tells the whole story.
Beautiful.
And I love what you're doing.
Thank you so much. We love what you're doing, and we welcome you back on future shows. As a matter of fact, for our listeners, the Wild West Chevrolet will be a frequent guest about every fourth week. We really want you to know that there's a dealership worthy of your support, and we've invited them back and as a regular guest. Don Lindbergh, Wild West Chevrolet, Yerington. Thank you, Don.
Bye.